Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where we peel back the mask of leftist lunacy, one headline at a time. You know how it goes, new week, new outrage, and yes, Ilhan Omar is back in the news. And we already know what that means. It means we're about to be force-fed another mind-meltingly stupid hot take wrapped in moral superiority and served with a side of condescension.
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something.
So what did she say? Well, according to Ilhan, America is turning into one of the worst countries on earth. Yeah, she said that. A sitting congresswoman, paid by American taxpayers, standing on American soil, using American freedoms, telling the world that America is a failure. Let that marinate for a second. This isn't your typical Twitter whiner. This is a person with real power and influence. And instead of using her platform to uplift or offer solutions, she's busy auditioning for a spot on Worst Takes of the Decade. Irony, anyone? Now, I don't want to sound too harsh here, but come on. This is a woman who literally fled a war-torn nation, found safety and opportunity here, and rose to one of the most powerful positions on the planet. And somehow, she's the victim? She's the oppressed one? If the U.S. is so bad, what does that make Somalia? A tropical paradise with better PR? Let's talk a little gratitude. America didn't just let her in, it embraced her, gave her an education, a platform, fame, power, and a bigger microphone than most people could dream of. And what did she do with that mic? Trash the country that gave it to her. Imagine being rescued from a sinking ship only to turn around and complain about the life jacket color. That's the level of absurdity we're dealing with. Let's break down what she actually said.
To be coming out of our country, I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights, while our president is spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade. It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans to say this is not the country we were born in. This is not the country we believe in. This is not the country our founding fathers imagined. And this is not the country that is supported by our Constitution, our ideals, our values. And we should all collectively be out in the streets rejecting what is taking place this week.
She claimed the U.S. is looking more and more like a dictatorship, that the military is patrolling the streets, and that constitutional rights are being trampled. Sounds like someone read a dystopian novel, misinterpreted it as a diary entry, and decided it was real life. But the reality is, no one is stopping Ilhan Omar from speaking. She can criticize, protest, rally, vote, legislate, and do interviews. And she does. Frequently. That doesn't sound like tyranny. That sounds like freedom. Why is everyone still trying to get in then? Here's a million-dollar question. If America is so terrible, why is half the planet trying to get here? You've got people crossing deserts, dodging cartels, spending their life savings, floating on doors like it's Titanic 2.0, just to get a chance to live here. People don't risk their lives to enter a country that's one of the worst on earth. They do that because, despite its flaws, America still represents hope. Now contrast Ilhan's take with something Arnold Schwarzenegger said recently.
You're an immigrant in this country. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine I came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and it is the land of opportunity. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house, then I will do everything I can, keep things clean, and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
He talked about coming here with nothing, being embraced, and building an entire life, bodybuilding, acting, politics, all made possible because of the U.S. He said, if I take from America, I need to give something back. That's the mindset of someone who understands what this country is about. That's gratitude. Ilhan Omar could take notes. And speaking of hypocrisy, let's zoom out for a second. We've got illegal migrants protesting deportation while waving the flags of the countries they supposedly fled. How does that work? You're telling me you escaped oppression in Mexico or Venezuela, but you're proudly waving the flag of the regime that sent you packing? You want the benefits of America while advertising allegiance elsewhere. That's not how this works. You don't show up at someone's house, demand dinner, and then insult their cooking while hanging up photos of your ex. Now, of course, Ilhan's rant wasn't just about America. Let's be real. It was a thinly veiled attack on Donald Trump. The whole worst country rhetoric, it's code for orange man bad. But let's look at the scoreboard. Open borders, skyrocketing crime, economic mess, cities crumbling under mismanagement. That's not Trump's legacy. That's Democrat Congress and Democrat-run cities. But sure, blame Trump. Makes total sense. Let's be clear. This isn't activism. This is entitlement. Real activists fight for something. They offer vision, unity, solutions. What we're seeing here is anger for clicks and victimhood as branding. No real risk, no real change. Just sound bites and smug applause. So let's recap. Ilhan Omar fled a failed state, came here and rose to immense power, uses that power to insult the country that gave her everything, blames Trump for things happening under Democrat rule, and offers zero solutions other than vague outrage. That's not leadership. That's performance art. Look, America isn't perfect. Nobody said it was. But it's still the greatest nation on earth. Because here, even the harshest critic gets a mic. Here, even someone like Ilhan Omar can rise from refugee to congresswoman. That's not oppression. That's a freaking miracle. And if you can't appreciate that, if you really believe this is the worst country on earth, then hey, maybe try Somalia again. Let us know how that works out. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. If you appreciated the breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. What do you think about this insanity? Till next time, stay sharp and stay sane.